So, hola, bueno, konnichiwa, every which way you can say hello. Welcome back again to yet another Divas Talk as Sisters podcast. I decided to do it standing up this time because I'm sitting up Monday through Friday from 8 to 5 at a computer anyway. So I said, let me try to do something different. As you can tell, this is my office with just a few things pushed to the side so you couldn't see everything that entailed inside of the office. So I wanted to bring to you today another episode. Thank you again for joining in if you're joining in now, or if you haven't had the opportunity to go back and listen to the other episodes. I prefer personally that you do that so that you can catch up and relate to what we're speaking about today. Today's topic is called Nice to Finally Meet You. But you know how I do it. Rewind. I have to go back to episode 1 where we spoke about, girl, do you need a check? Do you need a self-check? As sometimes we may know, you have to check yourself at the door. That's what it's pertaining to, in order to give yourself to someone else in a better version of you. Some people always want to check somebody and they still got baggage, if I make sense. Okay? Episode 2. Episode 2 was stuff your mama never told you. There are a lot of things that our moms never told us, and as women or as men, they could have done it to protect us. They could have done it because they felt like we were not old enough to know it yet. I love my mother to death, wouldn't trade her for the world. I actually am grateful that she chose the route she chose in order for us to figure out how life is, even though it was kind of harder for us because we had to try to figure it out, but it made it worth the try. It made it worth knowing how to deal with it. So now that generations, and we have our kids and grandkids, we can help relate and be open honestly with them, because I'm an openly honest person about everything, every detail, everything. I get in trouble a lot for that with my current situation, but that's all I know. Because my mom, I mimicked that. Episode 3 was Super Soul Conversations. And I hope by now everybody has tuned in and linked in to the universe. They know what their mission is into the universe. They know how to tap in and to speak to their souls. A lot of times people find themselves talking to themselves and not realizing you're tapping into your soul by doing that. As long as you don't answer yourself back into conversations longer than 2 minutes. Because I do it all the time. I may look in the mirror and say, girl, now you know that ain't gonna work. Girl, you know them earrings don't look good. Girl, you know your hair ain't on point. So whatever the situation may be in, tap into your spirit, into your soul. Because remember, the spirit belongs to God and your soul belongs to you. So tap into it. Episode 4. Episode 4 was, Lord, let me see, I have so many. I have 12 of them. I think episode 4 was, Lord have mercy. Was it girl? Girl, was we sleep or our hair was on the, whichever way it might have went. I'm not sure. I just have so many of them. I don't want to pull out my notes to look. But you guys can recap and go back to the episodes if you like. I had girl, was our head on our desk, or what we just sleep during history time. And where that was, it took place into learning your history, learning where you come from, learning things about yourself in order to escalate who you are, who you're going to be, or who your kids or somewhere down the line is going to be. Then we had, oh my God, I'm on so many of them. Hold on, let me go back. Good Lord. I said I didn't want to do this because I was going to try and do. Okay, so episode 4, I'm sorry, rewind, was actually second chances. Second chances, or That's why you give somebody a second chance. God gives us chance after chance after chance, doesn't he? And it never stops. You know, he's a forgiving God, and he just 70 times 70 times 70. So what's wrong with second chances? As long as it's not the same mistake. Sometimes we get stuck into forgiving the same situation, just a different person, a different pattern, but the same type of thing. That's not good, because is that going to change? No. Is that going to make that person better? No. Is it going to make that person stop doing what they're doing? No. Wake up, because it's not going to change. Episode 5 was a thing or two about a diva and her style. Us as women, they say the word diva is, oh well, she's stuck up, or she don't want to do this, and that's not what diva means into my Sister Soldier Talks as diva. It's more of an individual finding herself, becoming herself, loving herself enough to know that her style, her clothes, her talk, her walk, everything is different. That's her original thing. There is no person that is the same person. Like they always say, oh, well, there's somebody that looks like somebody in the world. That may be true, but that inside of that person is not the same. I can guarantee you that. Everybody has a look-alike, but that don't mean internally they are alike. Can I say that? Episode 6 was what I stated. Girl, was we sleep or our head on the desk doing history class? Just about learning your history, knowing what you need to know about you so that you can give your kids, your generation, your family, whatever it is that they need. So we're going to go today on topic, like I said, it's called Nice to Finally Meet You. You know how we go and we have these relationships that fail. We get heartbroken from early as elementary school. When we do that, we tend to take that with us. Some people take it into current relationships or somewhere down the line where things start being similar, or things reminded you of something that you went through that broke your heart. It doesn't have to be behind a man or a woman. It could be something as innocent as the job that you're on. You've been on that job for so long, and someone else came in and took your position that you deserved and you feel you deserve. That's heartbreaking. So yes, that is something that being heartbroken can carry with you. But this particular topic is based off of finding that someone, but you're not ready for that someone, or preparing yourself for that someone. For instance, let me explain, just to give you a more detailed example of where I'm coming from. You've been heartbroken for so long. The right guy comes in, and because of this wall that you've built up, because of not wanting to be heartbroken, everything that seems so real, everything that seems so good to you, it seems like it's not real, like a fairy tale. It's like, this can't be true. You know, my statement when I met my partner, the situation that I'm in, I said, this has got to be a fairy tale. I said, God, if this is not real, don't wake me. Please, just let me stay asleep. I am enjoying it. I am enjoying this life. He is such a wonderful man. He's such a different person that I've dealt with, and I mean on all levels. So it is an adjustment for me coming from where I've come from. I've been, like I spoke about previous episodes on my Spotify, which you guys, if you have not heard it verbally, I'm doing it visually now to tap into the visualized version on Spotify and Anchor. So go out and check it out if you're not a visual person and you just want to listen to it and have your headphones in. You're more than welcome to do that. But speaking on, to go back, I've been physically abused, I've been mentally abused, I've been emotionally abused. I mean, I have had it all from every person that I've given my heart to. So now that I have a person that has been in that same situation but given me his heart, wholeheartedly, I still have that guard up with one hand down and one hand up. Like, could this just be a front, you know, or could this just be not real, to whereas at some point, because I'm looking for that, because what I was in, I know it, I mean, years, I knew it started out great, but then it ended up failed. And that's just like a lot of situations. But can we condemn and penalize every person that we get involved with after that heartbreak? No. Why should we? Why should we? Is it fair to that person? No. A lot of times the opposite sex will come into your life with baggage, to whereas they start treating you like they wanted to treat that person, or as if they did. Some of the things that I've been dealing with, my partner, a lot of things that he didn't get a voice on, or he didn't get the opportunity to do as the man of the relationship, he's now escalating that towards me. Not in a bad way, but in a good way. Because remember, every relationship, you're adjusting. You're trying to accommodate yourself to this person. Every person is different. My views and his views are different sometimes, but we all combine, they coordinate. How I live and how I do things is different from him. I'm more of a selfless person, a carefree spirit. Him, on the other hand, very good guy, have a great heart, but not like me. I'm Katrina, and he's him. But I say that to say you have to do adjustments in order for that person to come into your life, and you know that this is the person. Because 9 out of 10, we don't know. We just go with the flow and how we feel, what our heart is acting on, our actions, things that we see. It's things that we're liking and we're loving. Sometimes a lot of us are passive aggressive. We kind of see the signs, we know it, but we still deal with it. Why do we do that? Some people just want to be in love. Some people just don't want to be alone or can't be alone. It's various reasons. Everybody have their reasons and their faults. Nobody's perfect. I don't want perfect, like I spoke to before. I don't want perfect because we have nothing to work towards. Is it hard? Is a relationship hard? Yes, whatever sex that you decide to be in a relationship with, it's a hard thing to deal with. But is it worth it? You know, yes, yes, yes. If it's your genuine, true love, it is totally worth it. Okay? So let's get back into the different heartbreaks. We've already gone through so many, like I said. What got me is, I'm going to sit this down over here really quick because I don't want to have to hold it in my hand while I'm speaking. But what got me to where I'm at now, it's been a struggle. It has been a struggle between letting go of what familiar is and opening up to what is new. You know, it's a new beginning for me. It's a new journey. So I named a lot of our things New Journey, because it's a new journey for us both. And I'm not here to speak about my current situation. Everybody out there has a situation. It just depends on how you interact with it, how you deal with it, how you perceive, the information, how you communicate. Communicate to me is the #1 factor. When you shut down yourself, you shut down so many different things, so many different elements in that person's life. Because one thing I do not like feeling rejected. I do not feel like you're ignoring me in any form, shape, or fashion. A situation that I just dealt with, me and my partner did not, we were angry. Like everybody, you know, get into a situation like we were angry about a situation that me personally, I did not look at it as being anything bad. I looked at it as being something helpful to my situation. But I didn't realize the consequences behind it. Let me just explain. So what I did was I reached out to an ex who, I had his daughter's phone number in my phone, and that particular number was disconnected. So I haven't talked to this ex in a while, but we're cordial, we're friends. He's married, he got a thing going on. I'm happy for him. We're not even messing around. It's just a reach out. So I reached out for the new number, got the new number, contacted her, and got what I needed taken care of in a different state where I didn't even have to go to the state to do it. God is good. He made things happen all kinds of ways. But during that situation, my mate felt like I should have come to him first. And let me tell you the situation. Me personally, every time I did come to him about a situation pertaining to anything about any exes, statement, reach out, call, videos sent, social media share a lot of things, nothing inappropriately like trying to be together or anything, nothing was out of line, it was just things sent. Me going to him and him saying, oh, I don't want to hear anything about any exes, I don't want to know anything about the exes. Okay, so that light clicked on. Me as the woman that I am, I'm smart. I like to think I'm smart in certain situations. I chose not to bring it to him, like he said, don't bring anything to him. So 3 days later, receiving the call to make sure that it was taken care of, like it was supposed to be taken care of, I answered the phone because I have nothing to hide. I'm an openly honest person. I tell the truth about everything. I answered the phone. Conversation was, hey, did you get everything taken care of, blah, 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 blah. Telling me about the storm that happened and what happened to his dog's house. I don't have an enemy. Let me knock on wood. I don't have one enemy. I don't have anybody that I hate. Everybody that I've ever been in a friendship with or a relationship with, even to the ones that physically abuse me, mentally abuse me, I've forgiven them like God does. So many times, to whereas if I seen them on the street, hey, how you doing? I would still hug them. Hey, how are you? That's the selfless and carefree spirit in me. Well, my partner is not that type of person. He felt like you had to block everything out of your life once it's ex, which that's not everybody's situation. So I say that to say sometimes we have to take other people's feelings into consideration to know that it could be a consequence after. And it's a learning experience. So to me, I've learned from this and I moved on because as a man, some men probably feel like they're the man. They don't need anybody else to be the man. They don't need anybody else to handle the situation with their mate because they got this. And we can all agree to say that, which is true, but I didn't see that at that time. I just knew that I had just came back from this state, didn't want to go back to that state, didn't want to have to drive my car to the state, didn't want to have to go to the place to get it inspected, didn't want to have to go to the tax office to pay for it. I can go on the reasons why I chose the path that I chose, and it's done. And it'll be here for me and everything. But anyway, back to topic. You meet that person that is your rock. That person for things that you don't know or you don't see, they do. And vice versa. You both had stories. You both came with stories. So quite naturally, your stories combine. And you're building a new story. Like I said, a new journey. So everything should be to where it's a learning experience. We can be selfish sometimes. I'm not going to even say that. And even a little jealous at times. A little bit of jealousy is cute at times. I really like that. But it depends on what type of jealousy you bring it to. Because it's a whole different level of jealousy out there when you can cause mentally and physically a person to react off of your jealousy. And you become back into that defense mode where your guard is coming up and I got to prepare myself for this. I can't get hurt. I'm not going to let this person do me like that person did me because the same situation seems similar, if I make sense. Okay? So we have to open up our hearts to know that when God sent us that one that's for us, we may not even know that it's that one, because honestly, I was not even expecting a new relationship. I said, after the situation that I was in, hey, we just gonna be friends, we gonna hang out. Maybe later if something happened, okay. But currently, I was gonna be the biggest she-ho, and I'm sorry to say that because it's not a good thing. But I just was gonna socialize and mingle. You know, you don't have to be intimate with anybody that you socialize and mingle with. But God says something different. God said, the man that I have for you, the man that I had in this book written, the man that's your king, your knight, is here for you. You have to open your heart up and let him in. Let him show you that he can be that king. Let him show you that he's that one that God saved for you. Because us as women, and then vice versa too, men too, we become independently prone to, whereas we don't need a man, we don't need a woman, and which we really don't, but we choose to, because if God wanted us to be alone, he wouldn't have designed Eve from one rib of Adam, correct? Not at all. So it's destined for a man and woman to be together, or a woman and woman, or a man and man, however the situation is. It's destined for you to have that companionship, your forever, your longevity. But you have to open your heart for that person. How would you know? How would you know if that's that person? You get that little gushy feel in you. You get that every time you look at him, that smile, his swag, his smell. I mean, I love a man that smells good. I'll be walking sometime or in a store, in a grocery store, and if I smell somebody that smells good, I'm not flirting with him or anything. I'm just like, wow, what is that you're wearing? You know, and he'll say, hey, you know, it's such and such or whatever. Some men take it as a flirtation thing, but sir, I'm not flirting. I just like the smell. I want my man to smell good too. So I'm buying my man colognes and stuff like that. But when it's a different cologne that you're not familiar with, I'll use an example. Me and my partner were out date night, took the streetcar to a restaurant, and we needed somebody to take a picture. He's like, oh, babe, can we get this guy to take our picture? I was like, yeah. The guy smelled so good that my partner asked him, what are you wearing? And I found that very interesting and ironic. I'm like, wow, this man really is like me. Me and this man are really soulmates. We're in sync, because that's something that I would have done. Him and the guy had conversation about the cologne. He told him what it was. He told him where he got it from. But once we looked it up and we seen how much it cost, we got to save some more pennies for it. But it's worth it. It smelled so good. But I say that to say that it doesn't always have to be about somebody wanting to be with somebody because they asked them a question. Now, when I met my mate, because like I said, this story is about nice to finally meet you, Diva. Nice to finally meet me, the real Katrina. We were, me and my best friend, thank you, Bessie. We were out, and I didn't really want to be out at clubs to clubs. So, you know, we tried this one and tried that one. And she said, oh, no, that's teeny boppers there. I said, I don't want to go nowhere no teeny boppers go. So we went to this one spot, and it was a spot that her a guy that she used to date owned, and I was like, okay, cool, it's Halloween time. I got this freaking, I'm gonna say a costume, but it was actually a jogging suit that she bought because I'm in town with my other friend for her birthday weekend, and I got this thing that she bought for a costume, and I felt like I was Michael freaking Jackson, okay, like sequins on, hair frizzy, pants kind of big. I had no shoes, so I had to wear the friend that I came to New Orleans with, boots with heels about this high on. So, you know, I'm looking crazy. You know, like, okay, I'm not anticipating going to meet anybody. Like, I'm not trying to be in a relationship. You know, I'm still talking to this old cat. You know, like, not in a relationship, but I'm still talking to him, you know, as my little boo thing on the side, however you want to call it. But I'm going there, and you know, we go there, and I had this one guy. You bought me a drink and stuff, and he's like, hey, do your friend want a drink? Got a drink and stuff, and I'm cool. I was like, yeah, cool, you know, I'm not gonna ever turn a drink by you around, you know, if I'm single. So, you know, took the drink and everything, and, you know, we just left out. At least I hope he didn't think that because he bought me a drink, I was gonna owe him conversation. So, left out. Went outside, enjoyed the show with the costume contest, with the rump shaking booty thing, you know, I loved it. And happened to run into his brother, which I knew from a previous friend when he was in a relationship with her, and my bestie knew him also well. So we're all talking, and I didn't even know that he was with anybody else, but I seen this guy over there, and I seen him kind of checking me out, just kind of looking, and I'm like, in my mind, I know I'm looking crazy, but are you gonna just stand over there? You know you want to come talk to me. Come talk to me. So, didn't say nothing right away. From what I told, he was screening the scene to make sure nobody else was there, okay? And hey, a man does what a man does. And I'm laughing because it's so exciting. And then he finally come over and we're talking, and I said, hey, can you take a picture? You know, I grabbed his face and take a picture, and me and Inga ready to go to another spot, and he was like, hey, where y'all going? You know, so they came to that spot, and that one wasn't really bumping, but the other one that we went to, I felt like this man was dropped straight down from heaven. It was just so Cinderella-ish. It's like a Cinderella story. And you know, we're getting drinks and stuff, and keep in mind, I wasn't drunk. I'm aware. I'm telling this story. I was aware of everything. No drinking, no drunk, should I say? And he's sitting down, and I'm so comfortable, like this man's been in my life for my past life, like for real. I really see that he was my husband in my past life, or something relating to my past life, because our souls and spirit connected so much. So he's sitting down, and I'm in between his legs like this, and, you know, looking him eye to eye and talking, and, you know, just enjoying ourselves. And then, you know, it's time to go upstairs. So we're walking upstairs, and he grabs my hand, and he said, hey, I'm taking you with me. I'm not letting you get away. That just melted my heart. So as we upstairs, my song come on, Sierra, I Can't Leave Him Alone, and we just start dancing as if nobody else is on the floor. It's just him and I see this rim, this halo light behind his head. And this is something that I've never ever done before, because usually when I dance, and I dance on a dance floor, I'm dancing either with my girlfriends or by myself. I don't dance with no man. If he come up and say, can I dance with you? No, I'm not trying to do it, okay? Not that I'm too good for a man to dance on the dance floor. It's just that his energy, I have to feel his energy in order to do that. And that's something that I just don't do with total strangers. But we get up on the dance floor, they're playing the song, and I'm dancing, I got my arms going out, I can't leave him alone. And then all of a sudden, I grab his face and I pull his face. Now keep in mind, the rim of light is behind that. But I grab his face and I pull his face into mine, and I kiss a total stranger. A total freaking stranger. Now everybody who know Katrina, I don't roll like that. I don't do no stuff like that. So for that to happen, I was like, oh my God, what did I just do? So my bestie, who secretly recorded it because she knows that her best friend don't do that, she comes and she grabs me by the shoulder, whoop, and just pulls me and say, what are you doing? What are you freaking doing? Because she know I don't do stuff like that. But I was just so comfortable. I felt like my husband has come back to me from heaven or something. That's the craziest, I'm not going to say crazy, it's the funniest story ever. It was like a form of confirmation. So as she do that, you know, oh, we're ready to go. So we get ready to leave. We talk, we exchange phone numbers and everything. And then I get back to the hotel. My other bestie, who's at the hotel, who I actually came to Louisiana with, because she wanted her birthday weekend to be in Louisiana, because she has never been to New Orleans. We get into bed, and he calls and he said, hey, he said, I'm sorry, I don't want the night to end. And I'm like, in my mind now, I know what kind of game men run. I'm like, I know this nigga don't think he coming up, excuse my French, I know he don't think he coming up here in this hotel and get no booty, because I don't do that like that. Usually you gotta wait 3 months. If everybody know me, they know. So he was like, no. I said, well, I'll come downstairs and sit in the truck with you. And he said, okay. So he called me when he get there. I come down and I'm super excited. I'm like, oh my God, I get to see him again before I leave, because I was due to leave out the next day to come back here to Texas. So I go into the truck and we're talking. We must have sat in the truck for 3 hours maybe. It could have been longer than that. And the kiss was essential. It was another kiss, and I mean, no funny stuff going on, no hanky-panky, just a lot of talking and kissing. And we went to sleep in the truck. We both fell asleep in the truck, and then I realized where I was and like, hey, I gotta go. And then left. And it's been history ever since. You know, this man hasn't left my side, I haven't left his side. So it's truly been a wonderful experience. So I say, you know, nice to finally meet you is because you get a point in your life that you've been hurt and damaged for so many years, that you think that there is no good man. You think, oh, well, when is mine coming? I'll be old and gray. And I mean, going on 5'2", you would think that. But there is hope. Believe me, out there. There is definitely hope for everyone out there. So it's just part of my story. And let me just say, I'm going to ask a couple questions, and you know, guys, I don't hold you here long at all. I do brief little episodes and stuff to just make sure that everybody can relate to what the topic is about. Do you think that a person who is broken can heal? Do you think if both of you guys are broken, you can heal each other going through the process? Okay, that's a question to think about. Do you think a person who is overly healed, because you know they have some people, prime example, they have people like, oh, I don't like my hair, or I don't like the clothes that I'm wearing, I don't like where I live at, I don't like this person. There's people like that, meaning that they haven't healed or overcame something in their life. Their self-esteem is broken. Do you think that a person, that type of person coming to you, can help you heal if you're not healed? Everybody has gone through some type of heartbreak in their life, some type of purpose in their life to heal and move on. But if both of you are heartbroken, do you think that it will be essential for two of the same type of people to be together and grow? The answer is yes. It can happen. Believe me, my story is that story. So I'm here today to say thank you again for joining in Divas Talk as Sisters, episode 8. Nice to finally meet you. Nice to finally meet the real you. Nice to finally meet the person who has let their guards down. Nice to finally meet that person who is for you and a lot like you and considered your forever. Nice to finally meet you, to stop allowing heartbreak to destroy or distort your feelings or the way you feel or think about everyone else. Because you can't condemn other people for somebody else's mistakes or somebody else's heartbreak or sin. You don't want to do that. That's not fair to them. Not at all. Again, I don't say bye, but I say I see you next time. I really, really appreciate you guys listening and joining in. Go ahead and like and subscribe on the YouTube channel, K-Love Bug for Life, at K-Love Bug for Life 1021. I love you, ladies, gentlemen, kids, whoever are on listening to this, and I look forward to episode 9. See you next time.